but SEO is almost like a lost art. Is this something that a business owner can do, or is it something that's better to be outsourced? And how do you tell, who's hitting your emails with that they're really legitimate and not? Like, how do you, all those type of questions? Are you able to take us through that process?
Certainly, this is a fantastic question. Is one that many people are asking internally, which is like, do I need an SEO firm? Should I outsource? I have a web guy. Can he help? Or web gal? Can they help? And so the main thing that I'd like to emphasize is, you put enough hours into something, you can inherently become successful. It's like the rule of 10,000, right? You put 10,000 hours into something, you'll be successful. You'll know what's going on. On the reverse end, not every business owner has that kind of liberty of having that time. And so there kind of comes into the next stage, which is like, how much help do we have? So SEO is interesting, right? It used to just be you needed title tags and keywords and, hey, just throw a blog up and put some new content out. And as markets become more evolved and things get more competitive, to your point, it is somewhat of a lost art. Oddly, like 90% of business discovery starts with a search engine. So it is a different platform. And much like email, people kind of abandoned email when SEO came out, and then they went to social, and there's always this kind of new thing, right? Now it's TikTok, and these are all great things to leverage and things that will inherently become more important. On the back end, SEO is very much it's a concert, right? It takes multiple people playing different instruments to be able to create the experience that we want for our websites and for people searching for us online. And so, typically what I would say is, it's oftentimes easier to outsource to a firm, where as like we have, the 6 to 7, 8 different roles that you need, whether it's a web developer, a content person, a designer, a person that builds backlinks, right? There's these different kind of core areas. And page speed is a super important metric right now, right? Making sure your site loads quickly. And so usually, people that have an in-house role, there's a certain level of support that person can provide. And it's important to make sure that we're leveraging those individuals in our organizations to the best of their ability. That said, Bob, your web developer, isn't going to necessarily know how to build backlinks. And, the person that builds backlinks is not going to know how to design a website or create, long form blog articles that are going to rank well in Google. And so it really does kind of come down to, what is the structure of your organization? If you're, an enterprise or a mom and pop, there are different kind of levels that you can work through to get your SEO into a place where you're really focusing on all those 7 areas. And so what we typically do is, say, hey, let's take an audit and inventory of the different roles that you need. A few examples of these roles are web designer, web developer. And you may ask, well, why do I need web design and web development for SEO? The user experience is innately important. And then when you're trying to enhance pages and maybe upgrade content, add some more FAQs, add some more supporting content that could really help that site rank or rank better than your competition, you need someone that can actually go and implement that content, right? So designer, developer, someone who can write content at scale, someone who can optimize the server and actually the hosting of your website, making sure the speed's good, your plugins are updated, almost like a webmaster, sometimes a webmaster on steroids. If you think of a webmaster, they don't always know how to optimize the speed. You need someone that can go in and do the on-page and the titles and the keywords and do, the technical analysis and the reporting. So there can be this kind of like barrier to entry for people that either are well-established company that don't have these specific roles. They have more traditional marketing roles, like enterprise level, right? Where you've got people who are creating white papers and content and helping with launches and helping with, the maintenance and the updates of the website. In which case I would say you'd either want to hire more specialized SEO roles or outsource those roles, which is what I think is the more cost-effective, easier thing to do. You don't have to train, you don't have to screen for certain skills, right? And just let kind of the experts handle those respective areas that, fill in those blanks, so to speak. And then, the other option is, fully outsource everything and basically eliminate a lot of your marketing department without focusing as much on the technical. So typically, right, you can still focus on the almost like high level marketing objectives without being knee deep in the technicals of the website and the SEO. It's like knowing what's going on is important, and having that kind of communication and being able to direct your SEO team or be able to give them feedback without feeling like you have to take on, all the projects on the farm, so to speak.